Okay, so here's a promotional plug for myself. As a single mom, I'm trying to do whatever I can to make it, and one thing I really love doing is making birthday cards and invitations and Christmas cards and tags and cheesy stuff. And if you have kids, or if you have a party, or if you're sending out Christmas cards, I'd really appreciate if you checked out my little Etsy shop called Candace Cards. The link is going to be below. Well, obviously I'm a complete liar face, because in my last video I said that I was going to be making a video soon, and then it's been 3 months. For a little while after the trip to California, I was just on cloud 9. It carried me for a long time, that fun and the happiness and that bonding I had with my daughter. And then, you know, time goes by and you settle into reality. Things kind of start getting difficult again. The abandoned feeling just kind of swallows you sometimes. I kind of started to date somebody. We went on a couple dates. It was nothing serious. It was just fun, but she was gorgeous. She was by far the most beautiful person I'd ever gone out with. But it didn't work out. I went out with some friends, and one of my friends stopped and said, "Hey, I haven't seen you bring this girl around anymore." And I said, "Yeah, it didn't really work out." And she kind of stopped me and was like, "Candace, you know, that was the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. I don't care what she did. I would do everything in my power if I had a chance with a girl like that." And that kind of stopped me. And that stuck in my head, because then, you know, I go home and I look at this Instagram post. I follow Sophia Bush, and I think she's gorgeous. She's a famous actress. If you don't know who she is, she's my celebrity crush. And I was scrolling through her Instagram, and she's just so stunning. And I had this moment where I thought, if I looked like that, no one would ever leave me. No one would not want me. No matter how much people tell you that it doesn't have to do with your looks, or that you're pretty enough, and as a woman you can't help but look a little harder in the mirror and wonder if, you know, if my nose was a little less pointy, my chin was a little more soft, if my lips were more full, if this would have still happened. No matter how much people tell you that it has nothing to do with the way that you look, you can't help but look at the way that you look. So I started researching. I started talking to people who had had work done, and little things. I thought, I just want to make my lips a little more full. I just want to make my nose a little less edgy, a little bit more worth it. You know, if you can't get somebody to stick around that you had kids with, how are you supposed to get anyone to stick around? If that doesn't anchor you to somebody, then what does? So I was focusing on getting my lips done and researching it quite a bit. And then this funny thing happened. One day I was out, me and the kids, and somebody stopped me and said, "Wow, you and your daughter have the same mouth." And I looked at her, and I saw it. We have the exact same mouth. And I thought about, if I change my lips, what does that say? What message does that give to her? My kids are beautiful, and I wouldn't want them to think that they didn't deserve love because they didn't have the perfect mouth or nose or chin. I want to be proud of how I look, because I want my daughter and my son to be proud of how they look, because both of them look like me in different ways. I have to tell myself, sometimes more than once, that I am pretty enough, and it doesn't matter what other people think. I'm kind enough. So today, Quinn's babysitter sent me a text message that I posted on Instagram. It says, we're playing store, and Quinn stops and looked at me and said, I am just like mommy. Why in the world would I want to change anything about myself then? If somebody doesn't want to love my daughter because her lips are too thin, then they don't deserve my daughter. Somebody doesn't want to love my son because his eyes are a little perfect. Honestly, that kid's perfect. He's like all of the perfect qualities in me, and then I'm like, that kid, God. I'm gonna have to teach that kid to be humble one day because he's no flaws. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.